What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Mothership Rush to Rank 1. This is going to be one of the last episodes as well, similar to Xerxes to Rank 1. In the last episode, we did refine our builds a little bit, especially against Terran with the Phoenix into the Mothership. Now, we did have about a week break, getting some new ideas in my brain. Let's begin. All right, the first game of the day is against a Zerg who is 4 MMR above me. All right, well, a battle of the 5 450s, I suppose. Now, we are playing on a pretty good map to make a Mothership on. Radisson Station, I've been talking about it in a bunch of different videos even. Not quite sure if we've... Yeah, we played on this once in Mothership Rush to Rank 1, and then we beat a 5-7 Zerg instantly. Well, you know, that was a pro Terran player's off race, but still, it was pretty cool. Now, you know, I always felt weird that I always felt that it was weird to say good morning to you guys when I'm recording these. For me, it's 10 a.m. right now, but very likely for you guys, it's like freaking 2 a.m. or 7 p.m. or whatever it is. But it's just like, I can feel like my voice is still a little raspy and my hands are freezing, so it feels weird to not say good morning. So good morning to everyone here. Now, let's see. What am I going to do here, guys? There's always a couple options. The Tempest build here might be my favorite. I've also been really liking just going for like mass gateway units because like the thing with the Tempest is I do feel like if you go for the 5 or 6 Tempest rush into the Mothership, the build does become a little more about the Tempest than the Mothership for the most part. Like the Mothership is always going to be the big finishing move, right? But still. No, wait, is that a late hatchery? I thought I scouted a little later myself. Maybe I didn't. Let's see. No, okay, it looks pretty normal to me. All right. Oh, let me put my camera out before I forget it again. Now, normally with Terran, I tend to take this outside base over here just because I can take this one whenever I want anyway. But with Protoss, I would never be able to defend this outside third. So gonna be smart here and just hotkey this one already. Now, I've been trying to convince my friend to play the Tempest build, but he didn't like it. So I'm wondering if I'm just like, if I've just been like really lucky, or maybe if there's like a key element that I'm missing. I do really enjoy, and I've gotten a bit more in the mental state to do this with my recent series where I'm practicing for the big tournament, right? Is that I really want to understand like why my stuff is good. And since my friend, who is a better Protoss player than me, is struggling with it, I really wonder what it is that makes this build good in particular. Now, I do want to use one more Chrono Boost on the Nexus at least. For some reason, I never really Chrono Boost my Nexi that much. Like, it's just... I feel like I just want to get my units out as fast as possible. Like, not necessarily because it's really that good, but it's just... It feels very comfortable for me to have some units to play with, I suppose. Now, I can still Chrono Boost that one. And then I guess the Nexus finishes in time for another Chrono Boost on a potential Stalker or something. Yeah, I definitely should be going for a Stalker. I don't think I care if my opponent scouts a Stargate. Well, ideally, I would, you know, not have him scout the Stargate, of course, but can't have it all. Looks like the Overlord is going towards the main. This could be... Okay, for a second, I thought he was just going to fly over. It's kind of weird to me that he... I was going to say, this could be tough for him if that's a Stalker finishing out of that gateway. But then he saw the Adapt, and then he flew back. Like, that seemed a little weird to me, but yeah, it is what it is. Now, the big problem I have is that I cannot take that gas, really, because it's just right under the freaking Overlord, right? Like, that is a big problem. I guess I think I'm going to take it anyway. Oh, it looks like we are being cheesed. Good thing for me is that he is a little bit late. Like, this attack is supposed to hit. I think I'm just going to recall this, actually. This attack is supposed to hit before the Stalker coming out. So I guess we are just really lucky here that my opponent didn't execute this properly. Or maybe it's just that this map is so freaking big. But yeah, he's not really going to kill anything here. And that's scary. Well, he killed the pylon, of course. But yeah, this kind of stuff doesn't really matter. What does matter to me is a potential dangerous follow-up over here. Now, I do have to say I'm very happy I recalled that Adept, because otherwise this probably would have been a disaster. So shout out to past me here. I'm going to have to shade this Adept across. I'll keep the Stalker in the wall. I also need to make another... Yeah, this kind of sucks for me, because I did lose a decent amount of money during that. Like, I wasn't mining for my natural, right? And now I cannot really afford all the stuff that I want to afford, so that is slightly problematic. Like, I still have to make a gateway to sit in the wall. I want to Chrono Boost my probes as well, so I have a decent saturation instead of this, right? 7 freaking probes on the minerals is not exactly my idea. Over good saturation. I'm very tempted to cancel the warp gate here, by the way, I have to say. Should I go for the cancel on that warp gate? It's also a little crazy. Let's see. I feel like my opponent took the back third already. That is a Nidus. Oh, we are going to get Nidus there. I mean, Tempest could be pretty good against that, to be fair. But are they going to be good enough? That I'm not sure. I think what I'm going to do is add a... I think I need another pylon first, right? Like, I need to keep making more and more Tempest. I'm going to make one battery here and one here, just so I can out-heal the queens a little bit. Now, it's pretty funny to see the Nidus here, because the Nidus has been a common strategy. I saw Bly, that is a pro Zerg player who's known for being very cheesy, use it multiple times on this map in particular. Let's see, he's just going to attack me at the front. He might. I'm going to keep the Stalker over here so I can see the Nidus. He can Nidus in the back, but I don't think that would be the worst thing ever. Kind of looks like he's just gonna walk in from the front for the most part. I'm gonna get the upgrade too. This could also be a fake, because that's kind of what I've seen the people do. Let's see, I would guess he's gonna try to get a Nidus up in my main. I'm just gonna get as much free damage on the queens as possible. Yeah, this looks like it's meant to just scare the hell out of me more than anything else. Like that's the vibe that it gives me. Let me kill that, and then I guess I will send that Zealot to the left side to wait for the other Nidus coming down. At least I imagine that he wants to do another Nidus. So now I have 4 Tempest. I need 5 to one-shot the queens. So I guess I'll just make one more round of Tempest, and then I also got the upgrade coming. That's going to be really nice. And then I suppose I'll go into... Oh yeah, what sucks for me here, by the way, I didn't even think about this, but he has a fast lair, so he can make a super fast Spire. In fact, if I would have to guess, the Spire is on the way already. You know what? I'm gonna go for a Twilight Council instantly. I wonder if I could do like a Mothership Archon combination. Kind of like the good old days in Wings of Liberty. I'm not quite sure if you guys know what Vortex is. That used to be a super good ability back in Wings of Liberty. Where you would... or was it Vortex? Yeah, it was Vortex, right? I think it was called. It was some kind of like black hole where all the units would go inside, and if you had Archons, they would all pop out together with the Archons, and the Archons would do just a crazy amount of freaking splash damage. Like, absolutely absurd. But now... I mean, he's probably going to go for Corruptors, right? I could probably still do this strategy and then just use the, the Cloak plus the Archons to take down the Corruptors. I think that could be pretty cool. Now, I do wish that upgrade is going to finish pretty soon, because this hatchery is dying a little slower than I would have wanted. Okay, so see, there's going to die now. I do have my recall available. Oh, looks like we're playing in... You went for Swarmos instead of the Spire. That is quite interesting, actually. I mean, I'm going to be able to kill... He's still going to need a Spire here, guys. Like, those queens are going to get one-shot by these Tempest. Yo, Mothership, by the way, is going to be super good against the Swarmos attacks, because I can cloak the Nexus periodically. Yo, that could be the best defense ever. I need to chrono boost that like crazy. Oh, I'm actually excited for this. I do need to make sure there's no Overseer, of course. Let's see. Is there a Spire here somewhere? I don't see a Spire yet. I suppose I could kill the Nidus as well. This is kind of what I was talking about, though, right? Like, the game now feels like it's way more about the Tempest than the Mothership, but now the Mothership is going to be coming into play, and it's going to... Exactly, look at this. Oh, this is so beautiful, guys. That is actually awesome. Check this out. He didn't bring the Overseer. Wow, look at that defense. That is so freaking cool. Tell me that's not incredibly cool, guys. Holy cow. And now I'm going to be able to get a couple Archons here. I'm definitely going to just target this lair, to be honest. Like, I think targeting the lair here would just be really beneficial. There we go. Now I'm going to make a couple Archons. The Mothership defense definitely saved me a little bit. Oh, I thought I was mining from this, but apparently not. And there we go. GG has to be called. Wait. He was probably building one, right? Then he got canceled. Yeah, he was building this one. Guys. Oh my goodness, this is cool. He had literally 0 bases left. I kind of thought, not gonna lie, I didn't even realize that he had his full wallet. I thought it was just like 2 evos here or something. I thought he had this base, right? But he didn't have a single base. This is his economy right now. You're looking at it. That is his economy on the screen. That is very sad to say, but that is his entire economy. We killed everything with the Tempest, and then the Mothership defended my Nexus so it couldn't die, because who would bring an Overseer with this? There's no Cloak to this. There's no DTs. This was a really cool defense, even though this game was probably still more about the Tempest than the Mothership. I did really like the follow-up idea of going Mothership with Archons against the Corruptors. Turned up to Swarmos, but this was a really cool warm-up game. Let's go for game number 2. Second opponent is going to be a Grandmaster Terran on side Delta. Okay, now, I feel like in this episode, one thing that's really good for my creativity is that sometimes I do take a break like this, where the last episode has been over a week ago. Because now, instead of falling into the old patterns, I am starting to think of some new ideas. Even here, I didn't just want to do the same Mothership rush that I have been doing against Terran. I want to do something else. And even the last game, even though the build was definitely similar, like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not trying to pretend that I did that for the first time. But the Mothership Archon idea was something that I hadn't really thought of before. Like, that is very, very cool. I was really just sticking to that idea that I saw Classic, the Korean Protoss, do in the GSL, which is the Tempest into the Blink Colin, and then myself, I add a Mothership into it because I love freaking recalling my army to people's base, and that is also the point of this challenge. But for the most part, I was kind of sticking to that idea, even though I use some other builds as well, of course. But I do feel a little more creative now, so I guess let's see what we can cook up against this Terran. Yeah, it's just I really like the idea of the Archons now. I wonder if we can make that happen against Terran. Like, Archons, just so you guys know, are one of the absolute best units in the game against Terran until there's Ghost out. Like, that has to be clarified, because Ghost, I mean, Archons have, what is it, 350 shields, I believe, and 10 health. So EMPs can bring an Archon down to 10 health. Like, EMPs can't kill units, right? EMPs can just remove shields. But when it comes to Archons, you are basically killing them with just EMP. So if there's enough... Well, okay, if there's only 2 ghosts, it's not going to be that bad. EMP doesn't remove all the shields, and, you know, there's not going to be enough to remove all the shields. But still, like, if there's 2 ghosts out, if I have 6 Archons, the damage would just be pretty immense, you could say. But if I get them out fast enough with my first recall, like, let's say instead of the typical more Stalker Sentry stuff that I go for, imagine if I go for Charge Load Archon. I really think it could be pretty freaking cool. Now, should I guess I should still open with a Stargate. Like, I need a Stargate anyway to make the Fleet Beacon. And I just need something that can shut down early drops, right? So I think it makes sense to still just go for either the Void Rays. I mean, what was that? Oh, yeah, the Disruptor episode. If you guys have seen the, you know, me beating Grandmasters with Disruptors for an hour video, I had 2 Void Rays. I'm just gonna sketch it for you guys in case you haven't seen it. I had 2 Void Rays here. My opponent dropped with 3 Medivacs, and all 3 Medivacs died within like 4 seconds or something. Like, the damage from Void Rays was insane. So having defensive Void Rays could be pretty good. Like, typically the Phoenix is considered a bit better at that, but still, guys, that was pretty freaking cool. All right, I'm just gonna. I don't know if it's a Marine or a Reaper. Okay, well now, it was not a reactor first, right? Did he just make 2 Marines before making an add-on? That seems a little unusual. Okay, I mean, that means he's probably not gonna have the 2 extra Marines from the reactor. Like, the reactor wouldn't have finished in time. So I guess I can maybe even do some damage here. Check this out. Oh, he does have it in time. Okay. I'm gonna kill that just because of the probe. That's pretty cool. If you guys don't know, if you hit a Marine once, then the Adept 2-shots it. So that's a pretty cool play that you can do. Okay, so my opponent... It kind of looks like he... I don't want to give any conclusive statements here yet, but it kind of does look like he went for the reactor first. Like, maybe I just didn't scout it enough. Maybe I didn't scout it as much as I usually would. It's very possible. It's easy to think that I did the same as I normally do, but real... okay, well, we're being big... Oh, no, this is... Well, actually, no, I do have the Void Ray on the way. I was going to say, this is really bad, but I do have the Void Ray here. Let's see. I'm going to fall back until the Void Ray, I think. Yeah, the Void Ray is going to be more important here than anything else. So I'm going to lose... Okay, if he's going to go up, this could be a big moment. If he's going to go up the ramp, I can beam down the Marauder super fast. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is going to be really good. Check those Marauders out. They're going to die so fast. A couple of those are already dead. And now I'm going to be able to use my Adepts to kill the Marines. And then I'm just going to kite with this one Void Ray over here. This Void Ray is doing such a good job. There we go. The freaking Void Ray, guys, is actually going to save us. Making that Void Ray instead of the Phoenix is going to be a fantastic defense here. And now I can just repower this. I got the second Void Ray on the way. If I didn't have the second Void Ray, we would be in a massive amount of trouble here. But I do think the second Void Ray is going to save us. And yeah, it definitely does look like it was a reactor first. I just missed it. Or the guy is 2 barracks in his main base. But I don't think he even could have afforded that, to be honest. So I don't think we have to even consider it. Now I'm going to make 1 battery here. I could make more Void Rays, but I am a little bit of a crazy person. So I think I'm just going to stay with these 2. Now, the Marauders came from here somewhere, right? I would love to just be able to find the barracks. Okay, where are these things coming from? I can probably block that, I think. Oh, the micro there's crazy. Oh, I'm actually so proud of that. That was very good, to be honest. You guys see the micro? Wow, okay. I mean, it's not too often that I get, particularly impressed with myself. Well, that was very clean. I'm actually surprised I managed to save those. So where's the freaking barracks, man? Let me find the barracks already. Oh, my goodness. So now it looked like they came from this side, but the other time it looked like they came from the other side. I guess I'll just check everything. I have the fleet beacon already, but I don't think I'm really in a rush to make the mothership yet, to be honest. Like, I still have to get charged. Oh, there it is. Okay, we found it. He already flew the barracks away. Makes sense, of course. I think four gateways charged, then Templar Archives, and then mothership should be a pretty good order. Is there anything else I need to be really afraid of? Yeah, I think there's one thing that scares me a little bit, and that is that the follow-up to what he's doing is most often like a 3 racks or 4 racks with stim kind of thing. And I'm not really well equipped to deal with a stim attack yet, right? Like, I really need to get my stuff online first. Did I make the Templar Archives? I didn't make it yet? Huh. I thought I would already have it by now. Guess I'll just burn down one of these tech labs. It would have been nicer to get the other one, but I guess I might as well get this one now. Let's see. Oh, yeah, okay, he is going freaking hardcore on this. Let me get the mothership core ASA. Yeah, this looks like he's just gonna all-in me super hard. Like, really, like, I think he's just going to stim into my base with 500 Marines and his SCVs. That's what this looks like. Man, I really need the Templar Archives, though. That's going to help me. These Void Rays are basically now a glorified scout, which sounds kind of mean because they're kind of badass, but, like, it is what it is, you know? I need to do with what I have. Does he have... Okay, he does have orbital. I was wondering, does he not even have an orbital here? I guess I'll just kill that gas. There we go. He does have combat shield already. Obviously, that finished from the tech lab that I was targeting, I suppose. Okay, this is going to be a cool test, though, because I am doing this build against a strategy which I'm not supposed to be doing this build against. I'm going 8k charge slot all-in with a mothership against someone who is literally making as many stimmed bio units as possible. I mean, the scouting from these Void Rays has been quite good, I have to say. Like, once again, I know they're not supposed to do this, but this is quite nice. I wonder if my opponent's going to have medevacs at all, or if this is just going to be it. Oh, this looks really weird that this is a slow warp in right next to a warp gate. That actually looks kind of messed up, I have to say. And I guess we'll take down another tech lab, because why the hell not? I mean, if he's not going to come with anything. Oh, wait, that's just Marauders. I can actually burn those down pretty fast, too. Look at this. Oh, there's more Marines. Can I save all of them? I think I can. And there's also a really good distraction for the mothership as well at the same time. Just to explain to you guys, if you don't know how the warp gate works or how the fast warp works, either the pylon has to be touching a nexus or a already morphed warp gate for it to morph fast. So even though it's next to the warp gate, it was warping on this pylon, which didn't have any warp gates finished. So that's why it was a slow warping. I do think I'm a guy. This could turn into a really sick base trade, by the way. Like it actually could. Wait, this could be really cool. I can. Oh my god. Okay, I do have to say I think this strategy is a little crazy, but I can recall to my mothership and then later on recall back into. Well, I can't believe he has a freaking. Okay, that is pretty funny. It's almost like he saw it coming. Right? Let me just burn that down. Here we go. Okay, that's a lot of stuff I have in his main base. I can recall back to my main base as well. Keep that in mind. Like, Protoss has 2 recalls, one from the mothership, and the other one is back to the main base. Yeah, this is doing a really good amount of damage. I am very afraid of the army that he has, though. Like, his army is looking pretty massive. I'm just going to do a time warp over there, I suppose. Okay, and then the cloaking field. The cloaking field is gonna pop off. Let's see. I do want to make sure I save the mothership. He lost pretty much every SCV already, by the way, in his main base. Like, this was definitely a really good moment here for us. And we saved the mothership, which is really nice. I did lose the Archons, though. Okay, let me see. What can I do with all of these units now? I mean, the recall is just gonna come off cooldown pretty soon. I think it's a really freaking cool move that I could just recall into his main base. I could just do it multiple times, like 30 more seconds, and I can do it again. That sounds pretty insane to me. I'm just going to go here. The mothership is spotted for now. I'm going to send these probably over here. Maybe I can just burn down the eBay really fast. I think that would be quite nice. Let's see. There we go. Let's make a couple Archons over there. He is doing his best to repair it. I mean, he is going to manage to repair it. Let's see. I'm going to attack his third base now. Doesn't look like there's any workers here at all, so that is kind of funky. He did take a little damage on it, though. Is he going to go for the attack on my base yet, or is he just chilling back at home? I'm not sure. It kind of looks like he's attacking my base, right? Yeah, he is attacking my base. Okay, then... No, I think I'm going to keep it here for now. I mean, I do still have 2 force fields. I guess I can just warp a couple more sentries as well. Just force field it one more time. I can actually force field it 2 more times, so that's quite nice. That's what you get for not making medevacs, I suppose. There we go. This is going to buy me so much time. I can even recall these now. Yeah, I think I'll do that, actually. I think I'll go for a recall on these. And just get another force field down. Can I get them enough in a ball? There we go. I guess I'll send the mothership together here. Make a couple more units. Get the Archons down as well. And this should be a pretty freaking good fight, I think. Oh, I need to make sure I don't die to those. Like, every time he stims, it's going to hurt so bad. Just because he doesn't have medevacs, right? So he just can't keep stimming forever. I can even put the Archons in freaking front here. Wait, guys. Is it time? Oh, no, we can do it again. Guys, I'm so freaking crazy for doing this. Like, I really am. Here we go. Oh my god. Why am I like this? Let's make sure I actually surround him with these zealots, though, that I don't just walk into from one angle here. Do I have to make more zealots at home? I don't think I even have to remake this cybernetics core. Because, oh, he used the scan. I can gonna force field that. He used the scan. Maybe I can put a time warp there. Oh, that time warp actually helped out a lot. He's finally getting medevacs, but now I'm already in his main base with force fields. God, this is so painful. I don't have too many force fields left, though, to be fair. And there we go. No GG has been called. And this game was very freaking weird and very freaking cool at the same time. Like, I'm sure my opponent had absolutely no idea what was going on. He attacked me with a build. He probably thought, wait, let's go back to this real quick, okay? Because you guys will see it too. Here, he probably thinks he's won the game. Like, this looks like the game is absolutely over. Then for some reason, his absolute baboon opponent has a Void Ray upper ramp. I think I made some really good, like, I think legitimately, this is one of the best micro games I've played in a channel in multiple ways. Like, some of these ideas were so good. Waiting for him to walk up the ramp so I can beat down 2 Void Rays instantly, two Marauders, rather, 2 Marauders already gone. That saved this attack for me. Then later on, blocking the Marauders with my Adepts, saving the Mothership, saving the Void Rays to distract him by killing the eBay. Like, I feel everything in this game was so freaking beautiful. This strategy, honestly, did not look very strong that I did, but it did look incredibly fun. Let's go to game number 3. All right, game number 3 is against another Terran called Lamo. I'm pretty sure we played against this guy before. I don't really remember when. That might mean that it wasn't the most impressive game ever from either side, but I do remember playing against him. Did he have the same portrait? Trying to envision if I can remember the portrait. That's usually where I draw my memory powers from, but no, I can't really remember. Maybe it'll come to me at some point. Now, what am I gonna do this game? Let's see. So, the Zealot Archon stuff, fantastic idea. It felt a little weak. Admittedly, my opponent did do a really good strategy against our build. And I'm not talking about like the early proxy, because we did defend that really well. We were even a bit ahead. But he did make as many freaking stim buy units as possible without medevacs, even without a factory unit. So he had the biggest force that he could ever have against my attack, and it still worked. But I think if you think about it logically, it makes a lot of sense why the strategy didn't look that strong. And it is simply because the reason why it works very well is because I recall into the main base. And then I typically have these long-range units that I can micro with. Sentries for force fields, you know, stalkers that can shoot over buildings, and sometimes even Void Rays, right? That don't care about terrain whatsoever. And even though I might not necessarily have the biggest army, it's really hard to deal with a Mothership, time warp here, force fields, you know, stalkers hitting everywhere. But if you have zealots, you're kind of just going to be derping around the buildings and stuff, right? Like, it's just not really going to be... I feel like it would be a super good counterattack. Like, it really would be an absolutely fantastic counterattack to just wait for someone to move out, have a couple sentries up your own ramp so he can't enter your base, and then recall 20 zealots in his base and just ravage the economy. Like, that sounds pretty good. But just as a straight-up mass army, mass zealots, probably not going to cut it. So this game, I would like to do something different. But what is it going to be? I'm not quite sure. Like, it is pretty difficult. I would love to have, like, disruptors, for example, but... That's going to be a little too expensive. Then I'm just going to end up recalling 2 zealots without upgrades, 1 sentry, and 2 disruptors. That's probably not exactly what we're looking for, right? So now my opponent was playing double gas. In fact, I think that was even a double gas from a gas first, which is pretty crazy. So I think we're going to have to add a battery here. Maybe I'll add a battery in both bases. Oh, I already have that probe, of course. I can add a battery in both bases. Yeah, I'll put it back there and then 1 over here. Just so I'm sure that I'm not going to take too much damage from it. I think realistically, if you were in this situation, I would recommend that you still make like the Stargate or the tech building first, because otherwise it's going to be hard to deal with later on. But I just want to make sure that my build doesn't get disturbed early, because I've, you know, especially with these weird strategies that I do, I've learned that if I even get disturbed just a little bit, my attack is going to, you know, just suck. So I think I'd rather just make a couple batteries first, make sure I keep my probe count intact, and then we'll go from there. Now, I do think if I have a battery in the main, I should be able to keep every single unit on the low ground. Like, my probes can die, but only in combination with Hellions, I'm pretty sure. Well, it could also be Cyclones, right? Oh, yeah, I need to think about the Cyclone as well here. I guess I could go for the Void Ray again. I could also just Chrono Boost this and make more, or make some Stalkers instead of just Adepts. Let's see, okay, now I'm in a little bit of pickle here, because I would love to move across, but I would get caught by a couple Cyclones, so that is a little annoying. Exactly. Okay, so I think I'm just going to make another battery already, just because I see this. And then I will start the Void Ray immediately. There we go. I kind of feel like just shading all the way around, to be honest. Like, I know it's a little crazy, but I feel like just going into, like, his main base or something while he's busy attacking me with Cyclones. So I'm just going to make another Stalker. I'm just going to make Stalkers and Void Rays at home and then attack with this. And then when I have distracted him enough, that's when I'll pop down the Fleet Beacon and get ready for an absolutely massive recall. I think 2 Void Rays, that's what I made last game, right? That should be enough again. Maybe this is just a really good safe strategy to go for double Void Ray. I don't necessarily have to make that many batteries based on what I've seen, by the way, but it's just, you know, I don't have any vision and I'm not keeping my units at home. Okay, there we go. Oh, he's going to lose a lot of SCVs here, guys. There we go. This is looking pretty good. Now I'm going to add the gases. This is going to be enough damage. And then, what is this? It's going to be Widow Mines. I hope they don't have... Okay, it doesn't look like they have Cloak. That's quite nice for me. Guess I'll just burn that down really fast with the Prismatic Alignment. There we go. I think I should be able to get that one. Oh, barely not, actually. That is unfortunate. There we go. Do I have any more probes here? I could probably tank one with a... Yeah, exactly. Tank one with a Void Ray. Wait, it does have Cloak. Why did he unburrow it if it has Cloak? I guess I'll have to make an Oracle then. That's a little annoying, actually. So he went for 1 Cyclone and then... Huh, okay. I mean, interesting, I suppose. He went for 1 Cyclone and then made Widow Mines. I mean, it's just one of those very mind-gamey strategies, you know, that's kind of hard to deal with. Because I'll make another pylon over here. I'm not going to put my probes back yet because I know that I will forget about the Widow Mine being there. Exactly. Now I can put them back. I probably would have lost like 1,000,000 probes if I if I sent my probe back to mine there. Yo, can the thing already finish? Okay, there we go. I wanted to warp in. My pylon took ages to finish there. Yeah, I still have to make a Fleet Beacon as well, but I am kind of struggling to afford things in this moment. I think I can make a Fleet Beacon now. There we go. Let's see. Kind of... Do you think he's going to go for like... I'm ready to recall... Yeah, exactly. Okay, I recalled instantly as soon as I saw that. Yeah, our opponent is playing a little bit of a weird style as well. Yeah, this is looking tough, guys. I feel like... It's kind of what I said. Like, we have just been annoyed a little bit too much. And now it's going to be really hard for us to make like an appropriate counter. Can I kill it with my probes? Oh, nice. I forgot that it existed and I got it. That's very nice, actually, because I would have lost a lot to that. Yeah, I don't have the right army to deal with anything right now because I'm just... You know, I've been making a Fleet Beacon. I lost a Void Ray as well, which really does suck for me. I mean, my economy is probably pretty good compared to his, but that really is all that we have going for ourselves, so... I'm going to start building the Mothership instantly, because that is one of the only tools I have. Now, I do have a lot of batteries, and I'm only going to be making more and more. Normally, you really want to be careful on adding too many batteries, kind of what I mentioned earlier. Because you need to progress in the game, right? Like, if this guy is just making a 3rd base, only 1 factory, 1 starport, that's all I saw. If he's just going to be making a 3rd base, then... You know, I'm just sitting here making mass batteries. I'm really only doing this because I have the plays with the Mothership, so I can always recon the opponent's base. And no matter whether it becomes like a base trade or whatever it becomes, it's going to be pretty good for me to have these batteries, right? Like, they're just going to help me defend. That looked like it was just 1 Viking, but I imagine he was just scouting around, right? Yeah, he's not going to land into my base or anything. Now, this is probably the first time that I'm getting Blink. You know what? I'm going to take kind of like a fake 3rd base here. Like, this 3rd base is mostly just going to be a distraction. I am a little scared. I feel like this this Mothership could totally get caught. I'm going to move out with a couple of these Stalkers. I should probably have Blink before doing that, but it is what it is. Let's see, Mothership Core or a Mothership Core. Mothership is going to finish now. Now I wonder if I've said that wrong before. Do you guys know what a mothership core is? It has been a really long time since that was in the game, I believe. A mothership core, huh? Wait, did a mothership and a mothership core exist in the same time? I don't even remember. It was pretty much just a defensive Protoss tool that they had instead of the battery. That's the best way I can explain it. You could freaking overcharge pylons. So I'm not even kidding, by the way. If you haven't heard this before, it probably sounds absolutely absurd, but you could overcharge pylons to defend stuff with that. Like, it was like a freaking turbo. Like, legit 4 pylons would just kill like 4 medevacs. Like, actually, it was freaking insane. Okay, so I have to guess we're significantly down in supply. There is a reason I made those sentries, and that is so I can... you know, oh no, that's the wrong button. I wanted to put down a stasis, but I activated the pulsar beam instead. So I can force field his main base and kind of get some good action going here. It is annoying me. Okay, he's taking those gases. Why is he making all these turrets? Oh no. I think we might have done this before against Lamo, guys, because I don't know why otherwise all these turrets would be here. The force field is going to come down perfectly. Exactly. There we go. Time warp and cloaking field. Oh my god, the force fields are going to be so freaking brutal here. Don't die to the freaking turret. Oh, this guy going to die to the turret. Well, there we go. Look at this position I have right here, guys. Like, what is he going to do? He's just going to get force fielded forever. I am going to rebuild that mothership for sure. But he's trying to see... Wait, I could probably cut off a few units, actually. Like, actually, there we go. That was really nice. Do a little bit of blink micro here. Get another force field going. Oh my god, this is so cool. He got absolutely obliterated with this. And it's just over. Oh my god, I swear the mothership recalls are so freaking good. Let's look at the supply before I enter, okay? The supply, before I recall, he is up by, well... I mean, it's pretty even, right? Like, clearly he's ahead in this game because he has a saturated third and I have a third with not a single probe that's not even finished, right? He has a fully saturated mech base as well, 4 factories, 2nd armory on the way. His army even looks pretty strong, and just like this, he's completely dead. Like, 1 recall, it was 106 against 114 supply. 1 recall later, and this is what the game looks like. He has 2 Cyclones and 2 Hellions. This base is not going to be able to mine. This base is not going to be able to mine. His unit production is gone. And this is why Sentry Stalker is better than Zealot Archon. Like, I think in these last 2 games, I was going to say episodes, but games, you can see it very clearly. The Zealot Archon, I also had what it was a struggle, but here, this was an absolute wash. I barely lost any supply here. I think the only thing I lost is probably 1 Sentry, 1 Stalker, and the Mothership. Something like that, you know? He lost everything. Absolutely everything. This was disgusting. This might have been my favorite episode yet, because here, this strategy looked freaking broken. Like, these Grandmaster Terrans and Zergs, what are they even supposed to do? And I'm gonna leave it at that for today's episode. Hope you guys had as good of a time as I did. If you did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all for the next one. Adios.